Whoa! How's it going, furs? It is I, the #1 civet pop star in the furry fandom, Cassidy Civet, with a bit of a 2026 update. It's been like 5 years since my last Patreon update, which actually was even before the pandemic. So I thought now would be a good time to update all my fans on where I'm at, what's going on with the Civet, and how you can support me. So let's roll that intro and get right into the video. Gotta do my best to try to keep this cowlick down. So first of all, I want to talk about what I've been doing. I mean, I'm sure you don't need a recap of the full last 5 years, as I went to like 40 conventions in that time. I still have tons of footage from all those conventions, and I still haven't edited. But besides all that, well, I've released 2 professionally recorded, mixed and mastered studio albums in the last 5 years, which I'm incredibly proud of. I also wrote and produced an album for another furry artist, though they later deleted the whole thing. I intend to remake the whole project, so if you were a fan of that, be sure to stick around because I will be revisiting it. On the home front, I actually got myself a place, like all to myself, so I'm pretty excited about that. Of course, that means that I'm paying real deal rent now, and that's part of why this video exists, but you know, we'll get there. And I also landed my dream job, the job that I had been working years towards. Like, I literally went to school just to get this job, and I got it. So that was a pretty big deal for me. I've taken this time to actually become a little bit more of a all-around furry creative connoisseur of sorts. Like, you can kind of see I've got some bits of furry history behind me. I got these because I want to be inspired to create original furry work in the vein of the masters, you know, whether it's like animation or original stories. That's what I want to focus on going forward, and I'm hoping that you can help with that. Slight spoilers there, I suppose, but yeah, working on new music, as always, including collabs with existing furry musicians, and potentially a collab with someone who has never released music as a furry. So I'm pretty hype about that. What else do I have planned, other than new music? Well, hopefully my output will increase a little bit. I really need to put my nose to the grindstone and finish. And that's kind of been the biggest problem I've faced while living alone, is constantly finding the motivation within myself to like edit videos that might reopen old wounds, and maybe I'm not like, you know, in the best headspace, and then it just keeps getting put off and off and off. And I'm hoping to change that. But looking specifically towards 2026, I hopefully have at least 3 or 4 songs that I am intending to release. Obviously, I didn't release anything this year, but it was because it was a transitional year, like I said, getting established in my place and figuring out the financials of this new situation, which sort of brings me to the conventions part of this video. I've got my lovely little map back here behind me. There is a color system to this. The gold pins are places that I have done for cons. The bronze pins are places that I've just been. The blue pins are my most Shazammed cities, you know, where people pull their phone out, hear my music, and they're like, what's this? The yellow are my top cities on Spotify, and the white pins are my top cities on Apple Music. So that's the system here. So using this data, I actually have a pretty good indication of where my fans are in the world, and which conventions I should prioritize in the future. But I'm burying the lead here. What are my future conventions? Yeah, I mean, outside of like locally, I'll still be going to Vancouver and Halloween, of course. No, I am not banned from Vancouver, despite what some liars on the internet might say. I actually even ran the most successful party room on the party floor at the con in 2025. Like literally, we were the first party to open every night, and we were the last party to close every night. And that's something that makes me pretty proud. Or at least on 3 of the 4 nights. We kind of, I don't want to say we. I ended up eating too much on Saturday, and I just kind of comaed out. You know, I went into a sleep coma as soon as I got to the room, and then I woke up and it was like 2 a.m. and it was like, oops. But anyway, the other lead that I'm kind of burying is that I don't feel the most safe going to America right now. It really sucks to say, but I am a Canadian. I'm half Mexican, so I have to pass, you know, the border checks and whatnot, and I have all my documents. I've traveled with my Nexus card and my passport for years. But even still, I have known people, like just normal, normie, non-furry people in my life that have already been stopped, held for hours. In Canada right now, we kind of have an expression where we're saying elbows up. And what that means is it's like a hockey term. When your elbows are up, it means you're ready to fight. And unfortunately, with the 51st state talk, I will not be participating at any American cons, at least for the next year. We gotta see how those midterms go, but as of right now, I do not feel safe, and my safety comes first. And plus, the longer I stay in my wonderful, better home country of Canada, the more money I can hopefully save to do bigger and better and more exciting furry projects. Such as this animation that I'm currently getting done for a song that will hopefully be released this year. I just want to do a little preview because in my 2020 Patreon video, I also teased an animation, but that fell through. So hopefully this one doesn't. I mean, hopefully mentioning it here isn't a jinx, but I did post about it on most social media. So yeah, I guess the damage is already done. But yeah, no American cons, at least for the next year. Elbows up. Plus, I'm just dying to make more videos about like general furry topics and conversation things, less focused on drama, but people keep sending hot drama tips my way, and some of them are too juicy to resist. Like, I will say, for people that are, kind of seeing me as the furry that's willing to talk about things no one else wants to talk about, is that when it comes to drama, I am not interested in telling someone else's story. Like, if you're sending me a Google Doc with someone's like full testimony, it's not really my business to read that and post it on the internet without having anything to add myself, There's channels that will do that, but I would prefer to have some, vested stake and interest in the topic at hand and not be, like a drama mercenary. I have fun topics coming up, just believe me. And so that brings me to today. Longtime fans of the channel and me would know that I don't like to ask for money to do creative projects. I've never done a Kickstarter or a GoFundMe for an album, for a music video, or anything like that. But, like I said, now that I'm living alone, the financials have gotten considerably worse. Or just harder to sort of, squeeze leftovers from. And I mean, that's kind of the whole economical situation with our generation right now, isn't it? That we spend all our money on bills and then we don't have anything left over. I know way too many furries that are like in crippling debt. And I would like to not be one of them. So this pitch is essentially the same as every pitch that I have made since I opened my Patreon. For just $2 a month, you can get your name in the credits of every YouTube video that I make, every music video, and get your name printed on any physical album CDs that I happen to make during the time of your patronage. Yep, you heard that right. My lowest tier is just $2 a month, or as we call it here in Canada, a toonie. So for just a toonie a month, you can be a part of helping this civet make even more cool furry content. I've got my Patreon, of course, which I just talked about, and I have a Ko-fi if you're more interested in just like one-off donations. There are other reward tiers on my Patreon as well, like at the $17 tier, which is my favorite number, no bias, you can get a monthly call with me. Terms and conditions may apply. Eventually, I hope to include all my patrons as like extras in music videos I get, whether it's live action or animated. Obviously, animated is easier for that, but it depends on what's going on. So if you are someone that is financially able to spare something in this economy, supporting a civet is more likely than you think. That's sort of why I wanted to make a new video to update folks on where I'm at and what I'm doing. So, supporting me financially is very appreciated. But of course, watching, subscribing, liking, commenting, streaming my music, it all goes a really long way. So keep doing what you're doing. And maybe I gotta come up with like a proper name for my fans. I've said like Civet Fam or Civet Cult, but I don't know if I like any of those. So if you have ideas, feel free to comment. But yes, Cassidy Civet 2026. It's crazy. I'm 27 years old now, an age that I both had crazy aspirations for and dreaded simultaneously. I don't want to go too into it because I'm trying to keep this video pretty light and informative on just the things going on for me. But yeah, 27 as a musician is a pretty significant age. If you know, you know. That's pretty much all I got, actually, I think. I want to say thank you to my entire community for continuing to stick with me through all these years, all the tumult that we've been through together, the hardships, the drama, the scandals, But ultimately, we are stronger for it. I am not going anywhere. As long as I'm alive, I will be continuing to create, whether it be music, whether it's, as of yet unseen writing or movie or whatever ideas I happen to have. I want to have the freedom to develop them. This video is more about me saying that while I've achieved goals such as my dream job and with music, I am far from finished. I have a lot more interests, I have a lot more things that I want to do, and if I can, not be a slave to the 9-to-5 grind, that would also be really nice. So, like I said, if you can spare something, I greatly appreciate it, and I thank you immensely from the bottom of my Civet heart. Have a wonderful 2026. I hope to see you at conventions in the future, hopefully outside of the United States, but, should the situation there improve, I would love to return. So, stay safe, everyone. Mwah! Cassidy Civet, signing off.